Kings, queens, dragons, swords. Welcome back to Historically Speaking.
I'm a fencer.
I guess that makes me the nun. And today we're talking about a fencing opera singer.
Absolutely. For once, I was a little stumped on having a topic for the past years I've done this, but I was between a couple chaos bisexuals. Uh, and originally I thought about doing Lord Byron. But that turned out to have it was more than a can of worms. It was a veritable pallet of worms of stuff that felt like maybe not second episode material. Um,
That's a big, our bisexual king.
uh, yeah, that one had more we sad today than I expected. So instead, we're talking about our wonderful dueling queen, Uh, Julie Daubigny, or otherwise known mostly as La Maupin. She was a yeah,
Lamapin. What does that mean?
it is her married name. So women in France
Oh,
would be like obviously they'd be known by their husband's last name, but then the La was just you would I believe you would be a mademoiselle until you were married, and then
mademoiselle.
you would be I'm not exactly sure how it works. I planned to look into that, but I didn't have the time. And that is something that was a plight for this thing is just that there's a lot of speculation, and a lot of the sources, even the primary ones, are one of a few things. Let me grab my notes real quick. Um,
I have expected you to just like throw an entire binder on your desk. Let me grab my
I
notes.
they're mostly most of this story is encased within books or which I did not have the time to peruse in the past
Mademoiselle
week.
de Maupin. Maupin,
Uh
Maupin.
yeah, Mademoiselle Maupin or La Maupin, which was just what people would be called. I guess I don't know the Mademoiselle
That's a
thing,
book.
but uh so a lot of her history is very
It's a
speculated.
character in a book.
Uh their validity is tricky because they're either one in French, which I don't know a lick of. Two, written by people after her death, where she had no say in the matter. Three, by her contemporaries who hated her guts, or some combination of the three.
That's where they'll get you.
Yeah. So what we do know for sure about her, based on the records and like archives, things that some sources that I have that I used a couple videos as well as one particular source that was a very, very good resource for me. I will make sure to, it is a blog. Um, one of those like old style blogs too, you know the kind. Um,
Today, I walked my dog.
it's Maupin, La Maupin. It's like the Adventures of La Maupin. I will try to source it. Um, that was a really good source for me. I also used Kaz Rowe's video as well as the Watcher video, both pretty invaluable of just getting an idea of the timeline of Julie's life and all of the wild stuff that she got up to. So,
I found a great picture of her looking
uh,
like a cryptid in the dark.
if
Like a little
it's
feathered head. Just
yes, if you do find the one of her with the like heart shirt. That's not her. That's a painting that was painted about 200 years after her death, but was, I think, vaguely inspired by
what a
her.
scam.
Which, by the way, another reason why it was so hard to find stuff for this is because this story is so sensationalized. It's like it's a niche history story, but a lot of people actually do bring it up as like, hey, did you ever hear about this like chaotic woman who terrorized France for the entirety of her life. Uh and it's all that is this actually true? And a lot of it that I found when I was researching was very clearly AI videos where I have such
Hmm.
beef with AI history videos, but we won't get into
I
that.
yeah. Just-
Uh,
Did you know that and it's just
it's just
like they're usually wrong too.
they're so wrong most of the time. You need,
This is why
please.
humans are better. Oh, I didn't even say the tagline. Whatever.
Oh, you can say it now, and
We'll
then we'll
remember
get
next
into
time
what we do know.
as we start talking about things. Uh, thank you for tuning into Historically Speaking, where we talk about everything and anything you never learned in your history class.
Yes. So what we
Proceed.
do know about her. She was in some way, obviously modern labels don't really apply, but some way queer or sapphic. She did date both men and women.
Good for her.
Um, her largely her escapades we hear about actually it's pretty even across the board, but uh I there's a focus on the ones that are with women because that was scandal at the time and also somewhat scandal now. But she did
Yeah, this
often
is.
choose to wear men's clothes. This is something that we know. She was an accomplished swordswoman. She was an opera singer and a member of the Paris Opera. Despite being not very trained in singing, she had a beautiful voice and was very beautiful. So she was a very successful opera singer. And also, we know that she lived for the drama. Uh, so
Something.
she
Oh, it's
was born to her father, who was a Gaston Daubigny, and he raised her alongside the men he taught as pages. Um, so he was in the employ of this is going to be I apologize to France for everything I say in this episode
I
in your
apologize to
language.
France for nothing.
Uh,
They deserve it.
Comte de Armagnac, the Count, as
Armagnac.
the Grand Squire of France or the Royal Master of the Horse. So he was the secretary of a count who was a pretty high up in terms of royalty. Um, and this was in the time of the Louis, the Sun King Louis.
Louis
Um,
the 14th.
yes. And so helped, he raised Julie up alongside this. So, along with having her own education, she was also taught to ride horses, to sword fight, and she was reportedly very good at it. Um, so her swordswoman prowess is, as far as we know, that's one of the most concrete things about her legacy. Um, so she was born in 1870. Or not, geez, 1870, 1670. Goodness. I,
Much totally different era.
yeah, no, no,
The
sorry.
fashion was totally different.
60, thank you. 1670 is when she was born. Um, and then around the age of 15, she got into her first, I guess you could say, scandal of sorts when she allegedly started seeing her father's boss, the Count, who was like 49. Um, and it's
Hmm.
unclear, and you can stop me whenever you're like, or press
Hmm.
X to doubt,
No, that was more
or
as I do actually know this. Yeah, Count Armagnac. Yeah.
yes, thank you for the pronunciation as well. Um, so
Louis de Lorraine.
yeah. So she was, you know, hanging out with him, so to speak. And then they he wanted to obviously kind of sorry, I turned away from my mic there. He wanted to avoid the scandal of such, and so quickly found her someone to marry. And so she married this kind of weenie accountant man. Um,
What's Sir Saint Germain like that? That's crazy.
uh, he just he's like such a footnote in this story where and in terms of the people she normally hung out with, he was kind of a weenie, okay?
Oh, oh, weenie. Oh, that's so mean.
Oh gosh. Uh yeah. So Monsieur Maupin is who she was married off to. Once this happened, she had a lot more freedom than she did as an unmarried woman, so she was able to move about and cause terror as she wished. At this point, her husband took
She
up
wished.
uh so she kind of grew up around Versailles for at least part of her childhood. Her husband was sent to Paris to do work.
Oui,
It's
oui.
unclear if this was so the affair could continue or him trying to be like, and now you will go follow your husband all the way over there. Um, I've heard it both ways. We don't know which one it for sure. Uh,
I
oh,
think
my
that
alarm went off.
I think her husband was sent to the south of
Yeah,
France,
he
and
was sent
she
to
was sent to Paris.
no, he was sent to Paris and she stuck around where she was, according to my sources. And what he was
Huh.
making was not enough for them to both stay in Paris, so she had stayed. But she did end up going off as this affair kind of petered out. Um, but yeah, it's just unclear if the intention was to send her away and end the whole thing, or if it was like well, now you're married, but like at least now it's less weird, I guess. I, according to the
Said
weird
the 40-year-old
logic.
man sleeping with a 15-year-old.
Exactly, exactly. Mind you, this
uh,
I also think
oh,
it's incredibly yuck. Uh,
yikes.
so she was her father's child. He was known for being rowdy and she was known for the same. Uh there is some reports, quote, of her striking shopkeepers and of provoking fights with young aristocrats. Uh
This is amazing. I love everything I learn about her.
um and while
Fighting with
she was still
aristocrats.
doing a lot of her going around, she became romantically involved with a man named Sarans. He was he was most likely a fencing master, but I don't think he was her fencing master. It's it's debated within sources again. There was one source that called him a clerk, but most say that he was a fencing master. Um, but it doesn't seem like he taught her fencing. It seems like they just both were fencers.
How old was
And
this Saran?
so they ran about as you do. Uh, so yeah, her husband leaves. Her situationship is like, and then she immediately finds a different dude, a little bit more her style, and goes
Poor weenie down in Paris. Bruh.
and goes gallivanting off into the countryside with him.
Man,
They would perform like fencing demonstrations and things
I'm sure they would.
in taverns to make up some money.
These hoes
Um,
ain't loyal.
this went good until apparently Sauron had killed someone in a duel, which, by the
Mm,
way, at the time, it doesn't matter if you said dueling rules. It's still illegal to just straight up murder someone. Fun fact.
frowned upon. Yeah.
No, not frowned upon,
The
illegal.
gentleman's duel, where you have your pistols and you take your paces and then you fire and you miss on purpose because you're a gentleman. Oh ho ho.
Uh-huh. Uh, Pelly.
Ah, Perry, that's how Hamilton killed so many people.
Yeah.
They were like, I'm a gentleman. Hanman was like, ah, fuck you. Boom. Right in the chest.
It's the American way, man.
That's the American way. Or no, Jackson. I'm thinking Jackson.
Still, point stands.
Point stands.
Um,
It's the American way. I'm a gentleman. Fuck you. Boom.
so she, buh, buh, buh. So he was involved in a duel that led to the death of a man, and they had to flee. Uh, they were fleeing to Marseille. I
Marseille?
don't, I don't know places. Uh, Map
Marseille.
Man.
Marseille.
It is Marseille. It just sounds like
I don't know.
Versailles.
It sounded like you were trying to say Marseille. I don't know.
Probably.
Maybe
It's Marseilles.
yeah, Marseille.
Okay,
Like
Marseille.
Napoleon's, like the Palace of Marseille. Yeah.
You're going to be astonished by how little I know about geography when we keep getting into this. Um,
Geography.
Places, maps, people, where they lived.
I know a lot about Europe, and actually a surprising amount about Asia too.
I can do the states.
You know what's funny? I think I could name more
Hmm.
places outside of the US than I could place states on a map. I could put
I
together
believe
most of
that.
the world. I think I would start. I don't know where Arkansas and Kansas are.
Really?
I know one of them. One of them, I'm pretty sure, is touching Georgia, but I don't know for sure.
Brother.
No, wait. Maybe it's Alabama. I meant Alabama. Um,
Okay, Jan. I'm turning my phone off because my alarm keeps going off, and that's annoying. Um,
I think I lost my phone. Oh,
but yes, so they gave demonstrations. This was great. This is all throughout this time, she has been wearing men's clothes. She's not really attempting to pass as a man in particular, but she just likes wearing men's clothes. Um,
good for her.
and
Me too.
she, um, there's a interesting story from this time. Again, I have questions of the validity of this, where she was so good that this dude, a heckler in a crowd, was like, "You can't actually be a woman. You must be a man in disguise." And she was like, "See this dipshit?" Took her boobs out.
It should have been me.
Snaps if true, but
That's so funny. Parry this.
parry this, you filthy casual.
I don't know who
Um,
won that argument. I think they both won.
I
Uh,
yeah. Uh, Another quote from my lovely source.
uh,
It's quote, "It is said that the recipients that evening were particularly good," end quote. Um, so they
we're happy.
um
Having a good day.
so when did yeah, they ran into a little bit of trouble with the Lieutenant General of Police of the time. Nicholas Gabriel de la Reine is what I'm assuming that says.
And
Um,
Lorraine.
and he was the guy from who did the An Affair of Poisons case, if you know anything about that.
Huh.
When everybody was poisoning everybody in
Yeah.
France and they cracked down on
Small
it.
world. Small world.
So he's kind of known as like he's very much
Deserving of his own episode, honestly.
cracking
There's a
down
lot.
on crime. The Affair of Poisons is an interesting one. That would definitely be good. Or just him in general would be pretty interesting.
Pops up a lot, actually, like early 1700s.
Yeah. So she got kind of bored of her man toy after he was all, incriminated and stuff.
Me
And
too, pal.
kind of and kind of just with guys in general. So she at this point had spoken to someone and there's a couple different ways this goes. In some ways that I've seen it, she is an opera singer first. In other ways, the opera came a little bit after this. But the one I heard in summary was that this is when she started to sing because she was pretty good at it. And there was a woman who was just sort of enamored with her,
Oh yeah,
and she was enamored with her
this
as
is where
well.
the fun begins.
And so they had a little bit of a thing going on,
You
until
can't be gay, or I'll send you to a nunnery.
yeah, until her parents were like, absolutely not, and sent her to the convent.
Oh, they actually sent her to the nunnery.
They actually sent her to the nunnery. If you know anything, I don't know if you know what's coming next, but I hope you do, because this would be really, I actually hope
I
you don't.
have not read past this part. I only did a bit of research at the start. I don't know what comes next.
Okay, so she has her girly pop. Her girly pop gets sent to the convent because she I turned my phone off and the alarm still went off.
Dedication,
Okay.
persistence,
Oh.
power. It refuses to let you not wake up.
It's
What is
not
that
even a wake
alarm
up alarm.
even for?
It's for I'm trying to remember to take a medicine
Is
on
it pill time,
time.
dipshit?
It is
Pill time,
full time
dipshit.
dipshit. Um, I gotta cut this. I don't need people knowing me like that. You okay?
Air.
Okay.
Okay, okay,
Okay. All right.
okay. God.
So her girlfriend gets sent to the convent to fix her up.
Damn.
So Julie does not take this lying down. She
Oh shit.
also goes to the convent
Oh shit.
and
No.
she pledges that she's
Uh,
like she's in on it, whatever, until she gets a bit bored of loving Jesus. And so
she gets to live in
she says to her
Josie's.
girlfriend,
Josie's.
what if we take the body of that nun who just died, put it in your bed, and set it on fire and escape?
What?
And so that's allegedly
What
what
the fuck?
happened. Yeah,
Hey, honestly, S tier plan. That's
they,
I did not
yeah,
know
then
that.
they think that she's dead. And then
That's
what's the
good. That's good.
trail?
They
So
don't have dentistry back then, so then they just
they escaped. It was
good for them.
great. After a couple months, they were like, eh, and they kind of stopped seeing each other. I know. It was like it was like pre the term lesbian. I guess well, it wouldn't be pre the term lesbian, but
No,
like
yeah, I was gonna say the island is already real
pre-modern lesbian
homophobic.
U-hauling, and then you just call it off. And then so they called it off, and then they do actually get caught about it. And so Julie gets tried and
Burned.
condemned to being burned at the stake for her crimes. So she's gonna go and like not be around Paris for a while. Um,
Yeah, as you do, as you do. I would
in
definitely prefer not being near Paris to burning alive.
yeah.
God, I forgot
Um,
this was back in the 18th century.
and
um,
she
oop.
was funnily enough, she was sentenced as a man, which is speculated to be to cover up the more delicate point of it being a
If they
sapphic
were gonna
affair.
burn a man alive, imagine what they would have done to a woman. Ugh.
Yeah, it is unfortunate also that there is the context of like material of the nature around like anything with queer women at the time was bad. Any kind of
Not a great time to be gay.
material one may use for self. Yep.
The pendulum swings, it swings. Life was great when you were Greek.
It was
Pretty bad when we
very
were Roman. Pretty bad when we were Catholic. It's all right now, I think. Meh.
it was so
I hope it's all right. It's getting
essentially
better.
this it's yes. The sentiments of the time were very like against I mean half of it was like treating it like it's not serious, like women having special friends, it's just they're women, that's what they do.
And they
Uh
were roommates.
but then there's always that aspect of it's kind of like the Hays Code. At the end they have to repent or die or like get changed by a man. Uh
Use repent, wash,
which
rinse, repeat.
keep
Just
yeah.
keep repenting.
There was a
Repent
weird
every day.
there
What are
was
they going to do?
absolutely a
Burn you alive?
weird fear of the convent by some men because it was one of the only women only spaces and also one
I
of
mean,
the only women run spaces. So they were
well,
definitely
yes.
worrying about this exact
I,
situation happening.
I mean, when your solution to lesbians is let's put them all in the same place. It's,
They could never do.
boo,
Tune in
giga
for
brain idea. What
tune in
if
for another historically
we're
speaking
going
where I talk about exactly how badly that went for other
gay
nuns.
nuns, gay frogs? What if we took all of the lesbians and we put them all in the same room? I bet then they would stop being lesbians.
Foolproof. Foolproof.
I'm a fucking genius.
If we just put him in a lit if we just put him in in a little habit, they couldn't
What if
possibly do anything.
what if we take I know the perfect idea to fix all the lesbians. We take them and we put them in cute little dresses and then we put them all in the same room with each other. And we tell them God is watching. They're gonna stop. I promise you guys.
Jesus is watching. Their husband. Their
It's
husband
just
is
it's
Jesus.
like who proposed this idea? I don't know. I can't find them. They disappeared. It was actually just like it was a lesbian with short hair
Yeah.
and men's clothes being like, guys, we should totally do this.
Um, but yes, so she was very tried for this and very found guilty of, as we know, allegedly. Um,
She was only 33 when she died, wasn't she?
mhm. We're gonna talk about how the timeline in a little bit. Don't worry. Don't you worry. Uh,
I think this
after
story ends poorly.
after this, oh, you don't even have the.
After terrorizing the French countryside for 20 years.
Oh, honey,
I need
don't
like a, I
even
need like a,
worry
I
about
need like
it.
a tally of. I need a black like a chalkboard, like a blackboard that I
Mhm.
can mark down all of the numbers. I can put like women seduced, men seduced, but then we can make a pie chart
That
about it
would be
later.
pretty good. I There's more coming up. Absolutely.
But wait,
Uh,
there's more.
but wait. More of both, actually. All right. So, where we left off, was she's had a very busy life so far. She had her affair, she got married, she had her other affair,
Her other affair,
she joined well, that one wasn't really a fair, it was just like
picking apples out of the grocery
her,
store.
her little
One of
boyfriend
you,
thing,
one of you,
her man thing.
her little
Uh,
man thing, her
she
you a little
she
boo thing.
uh flashed on stream, and then she joined the opera, met her girly pop, went to the convent for said girly pop, lit convent on fire for said girly pop, and then
Who wouldn't?
uh
Who wouldn't?
who wouldn't? They ended things.
Me too.
And then she's being not like pursued by the law, but if she were to do anything too crazy, like or enter probably Paris, it would not go well for her. Um, so at this point, she uh meets another person.
Oh no.
Um, she was singing
Hmm.
in inns and things. I think this is when I can't remember exactly, but she was essentially gonna call in a favor of the count to be like, can you ask the king to pardon me? Which eventually does happen. But she
Bitch.
does manage this eventually. But she meets a man in there's two very different interpretations of how this encounter went. But either way, she beats the fuck out of him. They get into a duel. She beats him up. She stabs him like through the shoulder. Um,
Fuck yeah.
and then so in one version, he had kind of like catcalled her. In a different version, uh it was they had had a conversation, but she didn't like how argumentative he was, and he had rich boy audacity. I was like, no, you can't get away. And then either way, she stabs him through the shoulder. But for some reason, I mean, I guess she hasn't technically killed anybody yet, but she's been an accomplice in a lot of crime. And she feels guilty about this one for some reason. So she seeks out the doctor that healed him, and he's like, yeah, he's gonna survive. And so she stops at his doorway, is like, hey, buddy, I'm gonna nurse you back to health. And he's really into it. And so they either have this little will they, won't they forever affair for the rest of their lives, or they have a quick little thing and then they're just friends. One or the other, it's not clear which is true.
I like how both of these stories are like, yeah, I mean, he might have done this or he might have done that, but she definitely stabbed him.
She definitely stabbed him.
And then they might have been together, they might have not stayed together, but they definitely fucked.
Yeah,
Oh my God, she's a scoundrel.
she is like a heroine of a like adventure story of the time, just that she is a woman, which is again, she's got the roguish run about the countryside of many well-known heroes of the era and the eras to come. Um, I wouldn't quite call, not to call back to Lord Byron, I wouldn't quite call her a Byronic hero. She's not quite sickly enough for that, but
It, all roads lead to Byron.
she walked so he could run. I'm
Byron could
just gonna
run.
say it.
She walked so Byron could stumble.
So Byron, oh, that's mean. He's what? That's mean.
Oh man.
Oh gosh. I'm not a sympathizer, by the way, of him. I just think that was a little uncalled for.
A
That was
very
mean.
tragic life.
He
Um,
did have a very tragic life. That's why I picked to do this instead.
um,
So she at this point um joined so they yeah, she nursed him to health. They had this little thing going on. Um And then once he recovered, he had orders to rejoin the King's Regiment. They parted ways. Uh, and they would meet up when they could, when she was no longer gonna be put to death if she entered Paris. Um, so she continued north and met another young singer, named Gabriel. He
Gabriel.
had so he was also on his way to
Topical.
Paris. Um, and they also had a little thing going on, uh, where when he was able to kind of pull some strings to get her into the opera, but before that, she did go in disguise to the Count's estate, and was like, Teehee, I know that, like, I'm so much trouble, but can you make the king not want to kill me, for the crimes I committed? And he was like,
Hmm.
okay.
Well, I suppose.
Twirl hair, giggle. I don't know what she did. Probably not that, but like in my head, I'm just
Probably
imagining. So I'm like gonna be put to death, but like you can stop that, right? That's what
they
I'm.
definitely fucked.
I mean, probably.
All of these, if her track record, let me just consult her file real quick. I don't know.
I don't
I
know.
think they might have done something.
And then
It's just
so
her style.
Gabriel was able to pull some strings and get her into the Paris Opera. She became a star, basically. Like, she was already great, but like, she was very much loved by the audience, much to the dismay of the people who hated her guts. Um, and so she would play like these big roles. She'd have roles written for her, which is very big in
Right?
the game of opera.
Especially in like the 1700s.
Yeah. So roles specifically written for her range. Um, some of which being like goddess characters.
Goddess
Um,
Athena.
so yeah, they
That is
just they couldn't get enough of her basically. Um, the it was said she was quite good at the dancing part and the acting, which is not surprising considering how
fencing.
er,
Yeah.
I was gonna say that she's a bit of a drama queen, but that too.
Oh,
Uh,
a lot of dancing had to do with sword fighting. That was
yes,
where
dancing. I
that
was
was where
talking about
my brain was
I was
locking
thinking
in
of the
there.
acting portion of it.
Very dancing and sword fighting were very intertwined. Uh,
Um,
the 1700s, actually, even before for a long time, and even till today, most like dancing you do now is like very breakdown form of what used to be sword fighting.
yeah, dance evolves through various different things, but
Learn to dance, learn to sword fight,
fighting
move your
is
hands.
a big thing
Big,
in
huge,
the like
huge,
origins of a lot of no.
massive, the largest.
Anyways, so she gets the hots for a couple of sopranos, one of which
Sopranos, the mafia.
no, the singing part.
Oh,
Um uh I'm not even I'm so sorry. I'm not even gonna try the names.
what are they? No, I want to hear the names.
Uh
I want to hear the names.
Rush Marth
Insult the French.
Marth no, I'm not gonna do it. Anyways,
Insult the French.
it said
Insult the French.
that when it would be La Rochelle and La Rochelle and La Moreau, something like
La
that.
la.
When the second of those failed to uh like her back, she allegedly tried to end everything.
Oh,
Again,
she stabbed herself.
it's not yet. Uh
Spoilers. What the
um
hell?
so she again, she has a flair for the dramatic. I don't think she has that quite that much of a self-sabotaging streak from what I can see so far. But then again, she definitely has a pattern building up. Um, so she also had a second career in Paris, which was as a professional duelist. Uh, you're really cutting it close there, Jules. Uh, she
How
was
many hobbies
very
can a girl have?
as many as she wants. Uh, hooking up with people, singing, fighting, arson. The world is her oyster.
She opened the oyster with her bare hands.
Yeah,
She ripped the coral right out of its gullet.
I don't think you saw my. Um, so she was doing both. She can do both. She's fighting and she's singing. She had an encounter with another actor from the opera. His Dumesnil is the name. He was a tenor. They I
Oh,
I am obsessed with this quote from my source about him. Quote, he is said to have been a dull and stupid fellow with an enormous ego, the sort who strutted like a peacock and coarsely propositioned the women of the opera. Uh, End quote. So basically
God,
everybody fucking hated this guy.
God,
Um,
God forbid a man have hobbies.
okay, that one, back to the drawing board, bucko. Um, so he had been, um, he angered her by embarrassing the two girlies that she had a thing for, um, as well as the sister of one of those women, and then went on to Lamapa. She said no, he replied vulgarly, and apparently she warned, quote, it does not end here, end quote. So later that night, she dressed up as a dude, waited for him where he was going to come out, challenged him to a duel, which he refused, and then she still beat the crap out of him and mugged him.
This is great. I love that every one of these stories just ends with, and then she stabbed him anyway.
Yeah, so actually she beat him with a cane. Uh, so she took his watch and his snuff box. The next day,
Oh,
when
bro, she took the
Dumesnil
stuff,
came in and his friends were like, "Bro, what happened?"
steals
He
his
was like,
tobacco, doesn't elaborate.
"Okay, uh,
Didn't even take his wallet, just took his watch and his tobacco.
yeah." So the people are like, "Dude, what happened last night?" And he's like, "Oh, I got attacked by these three dudes." And so she, absolute power move, pulls up and is like, "Oh, three men?" Throws his shit on the table. It's like, "That was me. Thank you very much."
Bro,
Again,
say she hired them. Say she hired them. Come on. Pick yourself.
alleged,
Ref.
alleged,
This
but
isn't
like if
fair.
she did, iconic. How old do you think she is at this point?
27.
Take it down a decade.
17? What? Who is she? Wait, hold on. All of this has happened in like 3 years. What the fuck?
She's
Oh my god.
17. Specifically, we know she's 17 after she met Gabriel and joined the opera. So this events may have been happening when she was like 18, where I don't know exactly how long she was with the opera, but
You
yes,
know that
she is a
picture of
teenager.
like Leonardo DiCaprio with the cigar, like
Yeah,
laughing. Her father in the background is every
absolutely. I mean,
every man getting stabbed because she taught her how to use a sword.
he was a drinking, gambling fiend. I'm sure he was just not paying any attention.
Oh man, absolute fucking shitbag.
Yeah.
Also, where is her father in this whole?
Um,
Where's her parents? Where are your parents?
I don't know. There's like very little note of her mother. I believe she was may have been of a lesser status and then just less recorded. But
Lesser
she's
status, maybe a courtesan or a mistress or
largely
something.
raised by her father. And then once she's married, he doesn't really have any say over what she does. And her husband is just getting curved at every possible avenue.
Poor guy. This poor weenie.
That's why I call it. Do you understand why I'm calling him this now?
You know, I don't care what you say. He went on to do good things.
Okay. Anyways, um,
Fucking weenie. Oh man.
so the one of the times that she used, so she in that case used her masculine dress to kind of disguise herself. There's a time in which it actually drew more attention, as we've seen before, but this is one of the most notable ones that, again, you can. I have my own squints, X to doubt about this and how likely it is to have happened, but um, there is a a ball that was had either by Louis the 14th or by his brother. Um, and she attended in menswear, in like cavalier wear.
Huh,
Um,
interesting.
Played the role, and she ended up in the attentions of a young lady whose time she very much took up at the dance. They danced, they kissed, and then the three
She
dudes
beats the
who were
shit out of some guy.
trying to court this woman got really pissed about that. Uh, and they, so they're her suitors, and they're like, That's my girl." And so apparently, there are quotes from this source that, again, the validity is very questionable, of all of this, but I will read them because they're fun. Uh, so, quote, "This was too much for three young gallants, themselves suitors of the young lady. They surrounded the couple on the dance floor, protesting Lamapon's disgraceful behavior. 'At your service, gentlemen,' she answered them in the standard formula of the duel, and all four withdrew to the dark gardens without to settle the affair. Lama Palm defeated all three at once through whether she killed or merely disarmed and injured them is not clear. Um, in any event, she returned alone victorious to the ball, only to be confronted by the king. 'You are the Jade Lamapin?' asked
Wee
Louis.
wee.
'I have heard of your handiwork. Need I remind you of my decree against duels in Paris?' She denied nothing, for how could she? End quote. So basically he was like, "Hey, we can't be doing that." And she
Hey,
was like,
stop.
"Yeah." Which again,
Hey,
he didn't just
quit
like
that.
kill her.
Eh,
I don't
yeah,
know.
that does make me question the validity of this story at least a little bit, because I
Yeah,
feel like if this was an actual serious crime and she had killed, especially if she had killed one of the nobles, I feel like she would have been put to death,
yeah,
especially if that's like a crime in Paris and she was already wanted before. Like, I don't know. That's part of the where you kind of squint and wonder, or maybe things obviously get embellished in history,
yeah.
and it's hard to pinpoint a lot of them.
Sorry, I'm
Um,
looking at what's coming up next, and it's
Saying that a noble in the 17th century or the 1700s got beaten in a sword duel by somebody who was trained classically in fencing is not unbelievable though, because at
no,
that point swordplay is kind of going away anyway. It's mostly related to like guns. A lot of nobles became more useless as the time came on. So
makes
almost a
sense.
lower nobility. When you think about like lower nobility trying to rise in the ranks, they'd have more ambition to be better at swordplay and things like that, fencing. But even yeah, as fencing moves out of style and we see more of the gentleman's duel of like this what I was saying earlier with like the guns. We're like, I'm gonna you have a gun and you have a gun and I'm gonna shoot at the dirt because I'm a big cool man guy and I'm better than you was like the whole thing. It's like my honor
Yeah.
is better than yours, so I will shoot at the ground. I don't know why I became Donald Trump there, but
You
my honor is better than yours. Oui,
you
oui.
slip in and out of it.
Yeah, I do it a lot at the office.
Um, so
We make a lot of jokes.
it it's either said that like my understanding would be I would be more likely to believe she just beat them in a duel,
Yeah.
and then that would be a little bit more likely that the king would be more amused by her. But
Or
she
even
was
like three
he
1v1s. But the
yeah,
idea of like, oh, she beat them
three
all
on
at once.
one.
That's
Yeah.
you're getting a little bit crazy there because like
But yeah, so he uh but the king was like Adua was like, you gotta go for a little bit. So she fucked off the Brussels. Uh
huh. Let me fuck off to Brussels real quick. Off to the
where
lowlands.
she meets our
1700s.
next eligible bachelor question mark.
I'm trying to
The
remember if that was owned by the Burgundian crown at that point.
well, she for a time became
Cousins of
a
French.
mistress of the Elector of Bavaria.
That's so far away.
Yeah, uh he eventually was like not into her anymore, which is one of my favorite facts because he wanted so badly to be done with this whole thing. He offered to pay her for her to go away.
That's funny.
40,000 francs.
Let's see. Hold on. I want to know. I want to know 30,000 francs to modern USD. I gotta know this. Okay, okay, okay. It's hold on. I'm gonna keep this math to myself. Ours in the 1700s. That is $4 million.
And you know what she allegedly did? She refused it, threw it in his face, and called it a gift worthy of a cuck and left.
What? 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 Like what? Of a huh? Of a
Quote,
who? What?
declaring it to be a present worthy of a cuckold, such as the Count himself. End quote.
What does that imply?
I don't
What,
know.
what does she mean by that?
I don't know.
About, okay, $40 million is a lot or is a little bit?
No,
40
I think she was
is it
just like,
$4 million.
I
Call me
don't
a
think she
cuck.
was saying
What the
it was a
fuck?
little. I think she was saying, like, this is a pathetic effort. Paying me? Okay.
That's a lot of money.
Um,
You should have taken the money, Julie. You might have
yeah,
lived past 33.
so she was still very popular. Um,
Good for her.
in terms of
Gift
like,
worthy of a
people
cuck.
liked her singing.
I'm
Not in
gonna
terms
use
of,
that. I'm gonna use that as my next insult. Gift worthy of a cuck.
yeah.
Let's
And
talk
so
about Othello next.
she apparently had a little stay in. Oh yeah, and then sh also at this point, at somewhere in there, I can't remember if people were saying this was the turn off, but she, during a scene in an opera where the character was committing suicide, she legit stabbed herself on stage. That's the stabbing. So it's thought that perhaps that was where he was like, "Oh, you're a bit much." Could have been the thought. Um, Then she goes to Madrid for a minute, allegedly, is a maid for a lady, hates it, and then dresses her for a fancy event with radishes in her hair to embarrass her, and leaves before there can be consequences.
Don't elaborate. When in doubt, don't elaborate.
Don't elaborate.
Do
Uh,
some weird shit. Don't elaborate.
can
I'm
you
trying to
believe
live my
we're
life
almost
like that.
done?
We're almost done.
Almost done.
Comes to an abrupt ending.
Yeah.
She finally
So
loses one of those duels. It's like, yeah, now it's like Hamilton.
when she gets back into France, she once again terrorizes her home soil. She
She once again terrorizes her home soil. That's the quote for the episode.
she uh meets the Marquis de Florensac, something like that, who and is like immediately enamored with her. She was the like listed like she's notably known as the most beautiful woman in all of France.
That's
Um
crazy.
and
Aphrodite, but she's got a sword. She
uh
keeps stabbing people.
no, this is the lady that she's interested in.
Oh,
Yeah. No, she's
whatever.
interested in the most beautiful woman in all of France. And actually, she is into her too. And they have a surprisingly quiet little time together for a good while. Um, they are actually very happy, and Julie doesn't even stab anybody.
Oh,
Uh,
thank God. Yeah, good to see some order coming to society,
yeah.
really. I'm sure that's going to last a really long time.
Well, it would have had her uh wonderful lover not died of a fever in 1705.
Is it?
Hmm.
It's so tough.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's tough. That's tough. Yeah.
She was actually like it's crazy because it was like she was very, very happy. And then it was just so unfortunate that this happened to happen at that time.
Two tales, back to back weekly, ending in tragedy.
Yeah. So Julie either has one of two fates, both of which are very, someone wrote this later coded to me. One of which she returns to her weenie husband and reconciles.
He's still alive. He's just hanging out. He's just hanging
And
out in France somewhere.
and
He's just chilling in Bordeaux.
the other in which she joins a convent and is miserable for 2 years before she dies. Either way she dies in 1707. A baddie until the end.
Patty until the end, the age of 33.
Yeah.
How did she die?
It is not well recorded how she died, just that she did. But as I said, the sentiment
Hmm.
of these
Holy,
dastardly sapphic
sugar
women
spot.
either being uh becoming enamored with a man and enjoying their company and or joining a convent and suffering forever is very popular within the time's depictions of sapphic women in general. So again,
Oh man, I feel
this
like
the grains
yeah,
of salt are quite large that I'm taking for this.
yeah. I wonder if she just like that's weird. Either options are either went back to her husband and lived for 2 years and died, or went to the convent and lived 2 years and died.
It's not
I
great
bet she
either
got
way.
killed by a bear or something. She went off into the wilderness and was like
Yeah.
stabbing wolves.
When
That's my
your
head
like
canon.
notably hot wife dies, what else do you do?
Notably hot wife dies. I mean, I go into the woods and start stabbing wolves. What else are you gonna do? Hunt down the beast of Gévaudan.
We should talk. I've talked about the Beast of Gévaudan before, but we
The
could talk
beast of
about it again.
Gévaudan. It
It's
was
a
just
good
a
one.
wolf.
I know, but it's a
That's the
funny one.
gap between hypothetically speaking and historically speaking.
Yeah.
Hypothetically speaking, what if it was a monster?
No,
Historically
we
speaking, it was a wolf.
listen, we talked about the Emu War on hypothetically speaking.
Hey,
Like,
that's mine. You thieves.
if you want to talk about the Emu War again, we can. I But that was great. I had such a fun time with that
There
one
are.
because it was like they tried to machine gun the
If I
humans
had a
and they
nickel for
ran
every time
away.
humans lost a war against birds, I'd have two nickels, which isn't a lot, but
But
it's
that is
weird.
a an abridged and summarized and short explanation of the life of uh Julie Debony, uh La Maupin. Absolute
Lamapa.
legend, icon, insane person. If
Bisexual
everything
queen.
that is true. And what an insane life that would be.
I'm still at over how many people she killed by the age of 17.
Yeah, it's not.
Oh man.
So, especially that story
Oh,
is very interesting because, as I learned in the lovely Kaz Rose video, please check that out if you are interested in this topic.
how do you spell that?
And Kaz Rowe, Kazrowe,
Cite your
uh,
sources.
one of my favorite channels on YouTube. This was taken, this story was taken from a letter that she had sent a hater of, a contemporary hater of Julie's, who wrote about her a lot, who was in news writing. She had written to a friend a story of a very similar nature. Kaz unearthed this through hours and hours of uh, using 2 years worth of French class knowledge to decipher ancient French texts. Uh, Good on you. Absolutely. Like I could never, but I love the dedication. Um, and essentially it was a very similar story, but between a nun and a guy who would come to the convent. I can't remember if it was supposed to be like a monk or whatever. I don't remember the whole spiel, but essentially it was the story, but completely absent of Julie, of the girlfriend in question, but it did have the convent fire and the eventual punishment of the woman.
Hmm.
So it's thought that possibly this story could have been
Scattered.
taken and later blown up into the story that would be that of Julie's escapades in the convent.
Oh,
Um,
you're yeah. So now we're coming back to the play or the novel,
yes, so that
the
was not within the
Mademoiselle de
novel, but the
Maupin.
novel was based on Julie. So the novel is a whole separate thing. But yes, there was a novel written at the time, close to the time of her death, uh, within, I think, like 50 years or so, by this.
1835, but
Oh, sorry. I looked at so many dates today.
it's
I
like a
I could
century
not keep
later.
that one straight. I didn't write it down.
Straight.
Ah, um, and so basically they sorry, I'm trying to get my words around this quickly. Um,
Bum, 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 bum.
habada gabada.
Habak. Ha.
So that came out a long time later, but it essentially brought her back into focus at that time. There's also, I learned in terms of other cultural references, a Bastille song about
Oh, God.
Julie, which is titled, let me find it. It's in my notes. Mademoiselle and the Nunnery Blaze on their 2024 album. Bastille, hello?
Another classic win for Bastille
Oh my gosh.
from the
Um,
same genius minds who brought you Pompeii,
and
bring you with the nunnery
Icarus.
fire.
Uh,
Outstanding.
there's a pretty good band. I'm gonna link that in the Spotify 1,000%.
A
Just like I did the
thousand.
Edmund Fitzgerald.
Uh,
Um,
any final thoughts?
uh, live fast, die young, bad girls do it well.
Could have said it better myself. Thank you for joining us.
Thank
Pack your
you.
bags and cite
Uh,
your sources.
yes.
Thank you for joining us on Historically Speaking, where we talk about anything and everything that you never learned in history class. Be a baddie, be good people,
Don't get saddies.
don't get saddies. We'll see you next
See
time.
ya!